Hello, lunch breakers. Welcome to another episode of Lunch Break with ATI. My name's Jacob Butler. I'm your guest host today. And with us, we have Luke Weber, who is playing Joe Gillis in the current production of Sunset Blvd at ATI. Welcome to the show, Luke.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I want to start off by saying we did not call each other about our outfits. It just sort of happened.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's our uniform today. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are Joe Gillis in Sunset Blvd.
Yeah.
But this isn't your first time with ATI, right?
No, I did Violet back in 2022. So it's been about 3.5 years or so since I've done a show here, which I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
So can you didn't do this show last time, right?
Which show?
The lunch break.
Oh no, this is my first time on the podcast. Yeah,
so we're giving our audience a little more of a behind the scenes look this time.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Luke. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and yeah, I kind of got into theater later on in halfway through high school. And I had kind of done it here and there, but my first love was like YouTube videos and like making films and video editing. And I thought that was going to be my path for a while. And then I did Tarzan my sophomore year of high school. And then I was like, yeah, I think I want to like keep doing this. And then went to school for it and moved to New York for a little bit. And then, just kind of been bouncing around. I've been based in Dallas, there with family right now. And they're coming to see the show in a couple weeks too.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that. But yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So for the behind the scenes sort of look, how did you get connected with ATI being based in Dallas?
Yeah. So whenever I was living in New York and I was starting to after the pandemic and theaters coming back, you just kind of start submitting for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I found Violet through a Playbill ad. And so I just submitted to an audition and got a call back, sent in that, and then got a call from Don, and he was like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, heck yeah. Because, we were going to do Violet whenever I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened, so we didn't get to do it. And so I finally getting to do it a couple years later was really a cool experience. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with your back now doing Sunset Blvd, can you tell us a little bit about your character, Joe, and sort of how he fits into the puzzle?
Yeah. So Joe is a very complex guy. I still find myself trying to figure out, why would you do that, man? So for those of you who haven't seen the show yet, Joe is essentially the narrator of the story, and he's kind of taking the audience through his relationship with Norma Desmond, played by Judy, and her butler Max, played by Don, and it was based on that movie, so it's very like that film noir sort of aspect of it. Like there's a mystery to this guy, you don't really know what's going on with him. And I'd say in like the title song of Sunset Blvd, like that opener of Act 2, is when you finally get some sort of insight as to like what he's thinking and why he's staying, why he's doing what he's doing. But he's really just kind of like down on his luck, like trying to make it very like jaded and disillusioned, and which is so interesting to play, and I love like a lot of the stuff he sings. Like it's just gorgeous music, and difficult to sing as well. But yeah, he's kind of in terms of characters I've played, he's definitely one of the more complex or more like mature sort of characters, and there's not like one way to play him. Like you can really kind of have fun with whatever's bubbling under the surface,
He sort of feels like an anti-hero to me.
Yeah.
Like he has that like dark side, and the audience like isn't sure what to do with that.
Should I be rooting for him, knowing that he's putting himself through this situation? He can leave at any point he chooses, but there's also, if I leave, I lose a lot of the good things that come with this. And yeah, I always try with characters I play, try to find their weak spot or like their vulnerable moment, like at any moment, what would be the thing that causes them to just like snap? But that's the thing, is Joe is one of those guys where it's like he can take a lot, but he's also really smart. He knows how to like work things in his favor. But it's just, there's so much going on there that I'm interested in seeing the show, like, because I've seen Sunset Boulevard, like I saw the revival when Tom Francis and Nicole did it, and yeah, it was just, there's such an interesting dynamic there where it's like, why do these two people stay together? And it's very interesting.
Yeah, and the revival is very stripped down.
No set,
some video elements.
Which I
filming.
was like, hey, am I going to be walking through Carmel, like just kind of running around from the Palladium, getting back to the studio theater?
That's hard tech, so you may have been just
I'm glad
walking
we
around
didn't do that.
No one watching you.
Glad that didn't happen, yeah.
But ATI's version is more of the like classic Sunset Boulevard.
Which I think I prefer.
Okay.
You know? 100%.
I feel like, there is an element of, with Norma Desmond, she's living in this like gigantic house. It's very elegant. Yeah. And the stripped down version sort of takes that away from you.
Yes, it does cause some confusion. As an audience member watching that, it was like, oh, where are we? What's happening? Especially that opening number. Yeah. Because in that opening number, like that's when you're learning all about Paramount and like all the relationships that are going on there. And when it's just people kind of singing at you and you have nothing to go off of, it's like, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. So yeah, I think I prefer the more traditional version of it for sure.
So for people who don't know the show, you find out immediately that Joe is shot and killed.
Yeah.
It's like that in the movie.
Yeah.
He's the narrator, says, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So you find that out immediately, but the story is sort of like explaining how he gets there.
Yes.
Show that ending first. And he has that relationship with Norma Desmond, and that's what you see sort of develop throughout.
Yeah.
For you, is that relationship something that Joe is just playing, or does he actually have feelings for Norma? How do you see that?
You know, that's something that I'm hoping an audience can figure out for themselves, that it's not necessarily a black and white thing.
Yeah.
Like he really does have some sort of empathy for her. But he also is kind of terrified of her at the same time. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, this can happen in anyone's life where it's like, oh, I become really close friends with someone. And then it's like, wait, and then you maybe try to distance yourself from the relationship, but they find a reason or a way to get you to stay. Yeah. Even though you know it's wrong and you know you shouldn't be staying, and it's like, this isn't helping me in the long term, but maybe they have a lot of money and maybe they have like this really nice luxurious life, and maybe they are your way in to this world that you're trying to become a part of, because he wants to see his name in the credits, you know, of like a movie that he's written, and maybe he sees with Norma like, this is a chance for me to win, but also like, look at all this nice stuff I've had that I've never had before. So maybe that's vain, but I think there's a reason. There's layers to that it's like, yeah, it makes sense for him to stay, because as an actor you can't like judge your character. Yeah. Otherwise you're not playing them to the full effect that you could, you know, if you're putting this sort of wall between you and them, like, oh, well, why would you do that? Like, yes, I am thinking these things, but I have to empathize with him and understand like why he chooses all of this, you know?
Yeah. I think part of the thing that makes this show so interesting is that I think all of the characters are flawed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's anyone who sort of gets a free pass in the show.
100%.
Max has his issues. Norma has her issues. Joe has his issues. I think Betty, maybe on a lesser extent, but she still has her issues.
Sure.
So like, how is that more interesting as an actor, to have those flaws to play with, to have other characters around you who have flaws?
I'm used to playing like the good guys and like, you know, the people that are so easy to root for, And Joe is one of those people where it's like, yeah, I'm rooting for you to a certain extent until you give me every reason not to root for you.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting to play. I can't think about it like, oh, I'm going to be angry here or I'm going to be villainous here. Like, there's just so much more to him than that. But like, anyways, it's so interesting having those dynamics too with Max and with Norma and seeing what they do every night. Like, oh my gosh, Don did this thing the other day where like we were in a scene together and we're not saying any words to each other. Mm-hmm. But he comes over to like give us drinks or whatever, and I just see a single tear falling down his face, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is what I get to work with every night, which is awesome. Yeah. Like, because we're finding new things every time. That's what you want to do. Is like you want to keep it within the, the world that you've built in rehearsal, and like keep that throughout the rest of the run. But you also want to try to discover new things, new thoughts the character's having, and things like that.
Yeah, giving yourself over to those thoughts completely as you're doing it. Yeah. Getting to see Don sing "Greatest Star of All," and he's like so emotional during that whole thing.
Yeah.
You can like feel that care for Norma
100%
throughout his, and then Judy, just like the way that she can play the unhinged sort of Norma is amazing. So,
yes, absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So Sunset runs till May 10th. After that, are you headed back to Dallas?
I'll be back in Dallas, but I will be back here next year.
Okay.
For a little night music.
Nice.
Which is one of my favorite shows of all time, especially Stephen Sondheim, wrote Sweeney Todd and all those great shows. That music is just gorgeous, and the cast is going to be really, really cool. I just love that show so much, so I'm happy to return. And I have a lot less to do in that show. A lot less.
Yeah, so, Joe doesn't leave stage at all.
No, right? I'm on stage the whole time except for one of Norma's solos and like the end. Yeah, so it's a lot, but it's been so fun, and it's once that train leaves the station, it's like if I try to think about anything else for a minute, I'm off track. So it'll be nice to come back and do something a little more relaxed.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in today. This has been Luke Weber. He's playing Joe Gillis in the current production of Sunset Blvd at ATI. We run until May 10th. We got 2 weekends left. Second weekend starts tonight. So we'll see you next week. We're keeping Sam and his family in our thoughts. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, y'all.